All right, so for the problem of the day, I'm going to introduce you to parabolas. Here's the word, parabola, okay? And I want you to understand that a parabola is a second degree function, which means the highest exponent is squared. So if I have the equation y equals x squared, this is the parent graph, the parent function, which means this is the function we're going to compare all the rest of our quadratic functions to. So let me draw real quick the parent graph y equals x squared. So the parent graph y equals x squared decreases until it hits 0, and then it begins to increase like this. Now I want you to see to the left of 0, it's decreasing, 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 decreasing. Here at 0, it stops decreasing and it begins to increase. At that point where it changes from decrease and increase, you have what's called the vertex. Vertex. So pause your video real quick, and I want you to write down parabola. I want you to write down the parent function, and I want you to draw a graph of the parent function on your paper. Let me say one more time. The vertex, if you look at this graph, the graph is going down, 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 down. And right here, it goes from going down to going back up, up, up. The point where the graph changes direction is the vertex. Okay, now that applies if our parabola is upside down. So let's say here's our parabola right here. Okay, so now you can see that the parabola is going up, 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 and then it peaks out. There's a max right here, and then it begins to go down, down, down. That point where it changes direction right here, that is the vertex. Okay, now what we're going to start out the day doing is calculating the vertex of quadratic equations. So here's example 1. Right here I've got y equals x squared minus 2x plus 5. Okay, this equation is in standard polynomial form. Standard polynomial form. Okay, the highest degree is squared, and so we know when we graph it, it's going to give us some sort of parabola. Okay, now the instructions here ask us to find the parabola's vertex. So we're looking for where the graph changes direction. Where does it go from decreasing to increasing or increasing to decreasing? So the formula to calculate the parabola, the x value in the parabola is negative b over 2a. Okay, so our parabola's point is going to be an ordered pair, an xy ordered pair, right? So we need to know what x is and we need to know what y is. Well, to find x, use this formula, negative b over 2a. Now remember, standard polynomial form is ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, well, first let me tell you, the number in front of x squared is the a, the number in front of x is the b, and the number out here by itself is c. So in our case, the number in front of the x squared, a, is 1. There's no number there, so it's understood. There's no number right here. It's understood to be a 1. Our b is negative 2, and our c is 5. Okay? Now our formula says negative b over 2a. First, let me write what a, b, and c are. Okay? A equals 1. B equals negative 2. And c equals 5. So to calculate my x value that goes in my vertex, I say negative and then whatever b is. Okay, see how it says negative b? Well, negative and then b is negative 2 over 2 times whatever a is 1. Okay, so 2 negatives in a row. These 2 negatives in a row make a positive, so I have 2 over 2, which equals 1. Okay, so my x right here is going to be 1, but I don't know what y is. All right, well, if I want to know what y is, all I have to do is take my x that equals 1 and plug it in for x into the equation. Okay, so remember we said x equals 1, right? So now I'm going to take that x equals 1 and I'm going to plug it in for x here and plug it in for x here. So when I plug a number in for a letter, I put that number in parentheses. So I have 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 5. So see how I put 1 in everywhere there was an x. So 1 squared is 1 minus 2 plus 5. Okay, 1 minus 2 is negative 1 plus 5 equals 4. So my y value is 4. And so what we're saying is, we're saying my vertex is at the point 1, 4. This is the location of my vertex. All right, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to draw a Cartesian coordinate plane. All right, and we said my vertex was at 1, 4. And so I'm going to go to 1 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my vertex right there. So that's where my graph changes. So probably the graph is going to look something like this and like this. Okay, so remember, all we were looking for was the vertex. So I need you to write in your notebook, to find the x value, it's negative b over 2a. Copy this formula down and memorize it.